Hey guys, welcome to the channel today. We're going to do a shortish video about Dr. Aphra, who is one of my favorite characters in terms of fun. She's a very fun and interesting character, but frankly, she is lacking um, against Galactic Legends. She's lacking the position that they've kind of aligned her in so far as the kind of way legendary and epic characters and Galactic Legend characters and Conquest characters are all unlocked. And I guess just to make it really clear, if you look at the journey guide, we'll do this very first. Look at solo journeys, and realistically, most of these don't apply. But Cal Kestis, Jar Jar, Dr. Aphra, Grand Inquisitor, Starkiller, Balin, and I guess Bo-Katan Kryze. These are all characters that are kind of in the same bracket, right? In terms of newness, requirements, level of characters, all this kind of thing. I think Cal Kestis is a bit easier, which is why he's level up here. Balin and Bo-Katan are a little harder. Relic 7, so they're a bit down here. But they all have the same basic principle, the kind of same similar-ish footprint of event and utility in the game is kind of why they're aimed at, right? For example, Bo-Katan with her Mandalorian character, which she has a nice selection of different characters. She can tear through Jedi Master Kenobi. She can tear through Ahsoka, the new Galactic Legend, right? She's a great character. Balin can beat up on Ahsoka. He can beat up on Kenobi too. He is a great character. Starkiller can beat up on Rey. Not the new versions of Rey with as easily. He needs Malakos, but even with the old versions of Rey, he used to be great at that. He can beat up on Lord Vader. He can beat up Jedi Master Luke. Grand Inquisitor, part of the Reva team. He can beat up, or he can beat up on Kenobi and Luke, and basically the Reva team can even beat Leia. Like, there's not many teams that Reva, when she's leveled highly and done well, can actually lose against. Jar Jar's a great defensive team, not the best anymore because people kind of worked it out now with Great Mothers, or to a lesser extent Darth Trey and her cohort of friends. But defensive team especially good on territory war. Maybe not so good at Grand Arena, right? But still good. In Cal Kestis, we all pretty much all leveled him up, right? Because he's so good in territory battles, he's so good in territory wars, he's so good in Grand Arena, and the different ways he kills people. And he's just a great character. He fits the Jedi Master Luke's team really nicely and really well throughout things. Dr. Aphra, though, on the other hand, she used to be able to beat Jabba the Hutt, and she used to be able to beat Lord Vader, and she can kind of still, sort of, but she's really lacking. And it's partly in her kit design, it's partly in her character team makeup, right? So, I mean, really, but you take it as a whole, right? So her kit is not bad, right? It's not a terrible kit. I mean, her basic stands if they're a droid because of the way she works in the comic, right? Gets stacking protection, that's fine. Gets siphon, that's fine. Only 50%, that's not great. But again, she's not going to do a lot of basic attacks you hope to the whole fight, right? So you can do like twice or maybe 3 times. I mean, she summons a droid, that's cool. The droid is controlled by the siphon that she does throughout the whole team. So in terms of offense and stats and so on, which is really cool. She revives droids, that's nice. She heals droids, that's nice too. Dark side owner, of course, very important. And it's not a terrible ability by any stretch of the imagination. And if the droid is already there, he does breaches, target lock, and he does an assist. Okay, so it's not bad. It's not terrible, but it's not bad. Her main special, or ultimate, if you will, special too, siphons, put down on people, increases cooldowns, very important, and can't be countered, which is also very nice. At the start of a fight, you pull that out there, bam, because she gets first turn because of the lead where she gets 50% terminated if you got BT1 000, which you should have both, of course, in the team because that's basically part of her core team, right? I mean, she gets bonus protection and potency. That's kind of cool. So you go to her potency, which is kind of cool. So you can mod it differently to some other characters, I guess. I got a mod for potency, for example. You can see that. A lot of mentions to Darth Vader and Cursant, and that's because if you haven't read the comics, those two characters are kind of integrally linked to her in the comic. Okay, but it's not really important for the purpose of the game. I mean, and then basically every time they get a debuff, she gets siphon stats. They get offense for 1 turn, and then I think it's in the ability actually, not that one. It's what I'm looking for. Droid Savant, yeah. And then basically they get stats based on the potency, if I remember rightly. Like it's like if they get there you go. Dark side droids, dark side scoundrels, Darth Vader, Cursant, and gain defense, offense, stats equals 30% of potency, which potency is stacking throughout the whole fight. So the more she does it, the more they hit harder, right? So in some of these fights, you can easily get up to like 1,000 or more siphon stats. You can do 300% extra offense type thing. So it's a really cool big ability. And as he says, and as I said before, the droid does 60%. He does a lot more damage, which is great. So, her kit sounds great, cool. She gets a friend, she heals at people, she siphons potency, she makes everyone stronger every time she siphons potency. She does offense up, she does expose, she stuns, she gets stacking protection. She sounds like a great character, and she's not bad at all, right? Don't get me wrong. Problem is really in her team, right? So, you already called out two of them we have. Where are they? BT1. So there's BT1. BT1's a great character, his basic is real powerful. His first special is great, while burning. Does a lot of debuffs, gives us siphon stacks, great for her. Basic, triple attack, very nice. Again, cool. Okay, does a lot of damage. At the same time, 000. His basic, but shock's cool. Stun as well is cool. These are really nice. Translation stacks, these are all helpful. They're not. The thing is, none of these are bad things. In translation, it gives you the kind of same buffs as C3PO does, so it's all nice. Of course, more stacking potency and so on. It's all built into the kit, all really nice. Not a bad character. The problem really comes at this point here. So in a 3v3 situation for GSE, that's great, right? We've got our characters. Yeah, we've got BT1, we've got 000, got Dr. Aphra. Okay. We've got a support character basically in Dr. Aphra. Or I would even say that she's more like a bard. If you play traditional RPGs, she's like a bard, right? In that she can heal, she can do damage, she can do support abilities because she buffs stats and so on. She can stun. Like, she's kind of a bit of everything, which is cool. It's fun, right? But then you've got BT1, who's your triple attacking big hitter, right? So that's cool. And then you've got 000, who's putting translation and shock, but not doing huge amounts of damage. He's getting BT1 to assist. That's cool. Like, so it's fun, right? It's not, but it's just the problem comes now because Kersantan is part of Jabba the Hutt's team, so he is not part of this team. Even though in the comic he's a part of things, he is part of the Hutt cartel. He is the tank, realistically, for the Hutt cartel. So you can't take him. He's a great character and he fits well in Jabba the Hutt's team. Darth Vader, on the other hand, is also a good character, and you can put him in sometimes because Darth Vader doesn't have the most uses in the game anymore. But he does fit in relatively nicely, and his Mercer's Massacre followed by Force Crush does give you stacks of debuffs, which buffs up Dr. Aphra real quick. But really, the team falls down from two places. One is there is no set tank. Without Kersantan, there is no tank. So if you look at droids, because it says dark side droids or dark side scoundrels, but realistically, droids is what you're supposed to be looking for. If you look at droids, mine aren't always the best, right? But if you look at dark side droids, so light side, dark side, but separatists get called out in her kits. You can't use that. Not a tank. Light side. Not a tank. Separatist, not a tank. Already in the team. Separatist, yep. Not a tank. Light side. Not a tank. There's only one real tank in the whole team, that's dark side, which is Magna Guard, which of course he's part of the Separatist team for John Grievous. He can't be a part of her team because Separatists get called out in her kit. I didn't point that out, but you can't use them. So the other point you could use smugglers, if I'm rightly, or scoundrel smugglers. Let me just check. That shows you how professional this is. Dark side. I'm pretty sure it's written here somewhere. Dark side droid, because the thing is, droids are the ones that are called out more than they see dark side scoundrel there. They get caught out a little bit, but not as much, which makes it more difficult, right? So you're looking dark side scoundrel now. We're already there. You could use Bosk, I guess, but he's really useful for bounty hunter team, right? So why would you use him here? And if you look at the rest of these tanks, Gamorrean Guard's not a great character, and that's about it. So basically your choices are Kersantan, who's in the cartel. Gamorrean Guard is a bad character, and he is a bad character, I'm afraid. Or Bosk, but Bosk is kind of really not part of that team because he's supposed to be a bounty hunter in the bounty hunter team, and it doesn't really work at all. So the first thing they could do is they really need a tank in that team. The other thing they need, and it's kind of a lesser point that you kind of maybe not grasp straight off if you don't read her kit carefully, you need a healer that's not her, because she heals every droid. She doesn't heal Darth Vader, doesn't heal Kersantan, just droids, but she heals other people. She gets stacking protection, but she doesn't heal herself. So How does she not die? And that's the biggest problem I have fighting Jabba the Hutt, fighting Darth Vader, Lord Vader, not Darth Vader, Lord Vader, fighting anybody, is that she dies too quickly. If they target her, if the AI goes straight for her, she dead. Now they could fix this really quickly. They could put stealth in her kit so they can't be targeted, or put even just can't target her, like Mon Mothma. That would be a really nice addition. You could put a tank in that auto taunts and can't have his taunt removed, like Rare, like Royal Guard does, or like Cursanta does to an extent. But you need something, and basically her kit at the minute, she can't fight against Bushleia, whatever you pronounce it, very easily, because the assists don't work, and her team is built on partly assists, because like BT1 costs 000 to assist, or 000 costs BT1 to assist, or she calls someone to assist, or Commando Droid calls someone to, like, they all call people to assist. So with Leia there, the assists don't work, is the first problem. And the second problem is, without a healer, she gets nuked out really quickly with the thermal detonators, which makes her just impossible to keep alive for the best of anything. So if the computer decides to go straight for your character, you're dead. So for the requirements, she's a very fun character. She's very cool. She's required for a bunch of territory battle things, but really she needs a tank, she needs a healer, she needs to have a different team to be built around her, and I really do hope they do it soon, because I find her a great character. But of all your characters, she just stands out as not being useful compared to Cal Kestis, compared to Bo-Katan Kryze, compared to Baylan Skoll, compared to Starkiller, who's older than her, right? These characters all have really good utility, and she just kind of lets you down at the minute. And it's unfortunate, because the character kit is really fun. BT1 is really fun. 000 is really fun. But it's not reliable. And Jabba the Hutt takes them apart nowadays, which is really, really sad. Anyway, share your thoughts below. Tell me if I'm crazy. Tell me if you think she's a great character. Maybe she is. She does have really cool arm markings, that's for sure. But until next time, guys, hope you guys stay safe out there, and I'll see you all around.